time. It was a long, long. I paid my dues, now watch me fly. Mama always told me, yeah, you reaping what you sow. Always had the sauce, I just kept it on the low. Gotta be water, I'm just going with the flow. Let's ride.
GM. Welcome back to Noun O'Clock Live, the Noun Square. I'm Robot Fish Girl. We're watching the end of the auction for Noun 1253. This beautiful poppy index we got yesterday. If you want to follow along the end of the auction with us, nounoclock.live or nomo.wtf is the place to be. That's nounoclock.live or nomo.wtf. They'll both take you to the same place. While you're at it, you can pick up Nomo Noun number 1253. This beautiful toothbrush we got yesterday, this dripping toothbrush, for just 0.00069 ETH. That's $1.71 USD. Wow, that's gone up since yesterday. In USD, not in ETH. It's if you want to mint that, 100% of the proceeds go to the Yellow Collective Treasury, which, speaking of, Collective Noun number 316 was just recently won by Satori, so congratulations. We're going to be settling that auction right after we play a little bit of FOMO, which we're going to start in 1 minute and 30 seconds. So with 1 minute left on the timer, Brett, Symvia Tech, Jer, how y'all doing today?
Yeah, pretty good. Had a quite extensive council call this morning.
So I heard.
Very, very informative. 4156 and Seneca and WAG were all on there giving their thoughts about Duna and answering questions and giving feedback on it. And then, the normal proposal stuff afterwards.
Awesome. I'm going to have to go back and listen to the recording. I was up far too late last night.
And usually it gets put up in the Nouncil Discord like 24 to 48 hours after.
Yeah.
I think Vodes is the one who takes care of that.
I believe so, yeah. Oh, speaking of Vodes, I have to... He sent me a DM and I have to reply to that. I completely forgot.
Unless he has an active proposal.
He does. That's probably what it was about. And I just completely... You ever do that thing where you clock that somebody messaged you, but you don't actually respond, but you think you did?
About it?
Multiple times a day.
Vodes, if you're listening, I am so sorry. I will respond to you as soon as I remember. As soon as the show's over. Please ping me again. I'm an idiot. All right. Well, with that, it is now
Time for FOMO.
If you've been here, you know the drill, but just in case you are new or you're on YouTube or Twitter, you're going to see a bunch of nouns flash in front of you on this FOMO noun screen on nounoclock.live or nomo.wtf. When you see a noun you like, you give it a thumbs up. When you see a noun you don't like, or you're kind of mid on, you give it a thumbs down. Once we get enough thumbs up on a noun in the first 2 seconds or so of a noun being up, then that is going to be the next noun that is on auction for the next 24 hours. If you are on YouTube or Twitter and you'd like to join us on the Tavern, which is where we're having these conversations, and you want to join in the conversation, or you want to click on any of the links that we're talking about, they are all posted in there. So check the description of the Twitter stream, X stream, whatever you want to call it, or YouTube, and you'll be able to join us in this Tavern. And if you don't want to join us right now, but you want to click the links afterward, then they do persist. So even after the show is over, you can come back 3 days from now, come back to the stream, go click on that Tavern link, and you will be able to find it. Oh, I kind of like this wine barrel.
Yeah, it's nice. We were talking about nouns that exceed the border of the image or touch the border.
Yeah. Falling off the bottom of the page.
That was one of them, yeah.
That was. The other ones are the microwave and the washing machine, right? With the...
Yeah.
We shouldn't be saying this out loud. I'm sure this is going to be a 9 o'clock trivia question any day now. That might be too easy. We are still looking for a few nouns. We're looking for a pirate ship. We no longer have the solid black noggle requirement, so as long as it's a good-looking pirate ship, that is what we're aiming for. We also are looking... Oh, that's a fun coffee bean. We're looking for a wizard hat or weed or anything degen related, I think. is still on the docket. We're looking for a frog that is good looking. And an orca with solid color noggles and a French fry accessory. That one's gonna take. We're gonna get that one somewhere around. I have faith in us. I think that we're gonna get it the first time it comes up. So I think it'll only take until about 2027.
There's also a kangaroo if Oshi is still shopping.
Yes. So if you see a burro, then make sure that you hit a thumbs up on that one.
Whee!
Not the Wii Factory. What is that
The Wii Yellow
accessory?
Factory.
That's got to stand for something when they're two different letters, but I don't know what it is.
Ooh,
Pumpkin pie!
Come on.
We're coming up on
Screen
October.
capper.
Come
Oh,
on, we
I
have
didn't
to.
get it. I
We
didn't get
didn't-
it quick enough.
Neither did I.
I didn't see the pun quick enough.
It's pumpkin pie. That was so good. And Symantec, you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about screen capping. These are streamed. They're recorded.
All right. Well,
We
I get to share it around though. I don't have to go back and play the stream back to get it.
That's true. I'm just,
If I'm grabbing it.
don't worry
Oh,
too
yeah.
much. Don't stress.
It happened. It truly did.
Something's happening.
Something is happening.
I don't know where all these people just came from.
Maybe what's it called?
Oh. It's
Yeah,
an
I don't
attractive
like that
Ford.
frog. Maybe what's it called is happening right now. I don't actually know.
But it
My brain
wouldn't
broke.
because they would be using the same thing, and their votes are coming in after. They're
Mm.
coming in very late.
We saw this before.
I'm actually what's
stipple play.
Pipe's show? I'm actually forgetting the name.
Oh,
That's so clean. I had to vote yes on it. I'm glad we didn't get it, but
I'm one of the I'm one of the two.
you and I.
Because it's
And Twitch.
after the voting closes, they
Interesting.
come in with like more votes.
Yeah.
Very
flex.
interesting. Yeah. Nah, I'm not a fan of this one. I like this head, but
No, it's come through better.
yeah. Ugh. That's all over the place. Absolutely not.
Well, I'm pirate.
Oh,
Ooh,
I
that's
mean, I can't not.
Yes.
I know it's not what we're looking for, but that's so good.
No, I have to have a good cry. Oh.
Again, like I can't. I know we're looking for specific nouns, but I have
There's a
to.
tornado in that backpack for sure.
Yes,
I
there
like it.
is.
A tornado in the backpack? That is one hell of a backpack.
It's Werner Herzog's. Hey, why did we get that second place in a row?
Why? Why is it Werner Herzog?
He likes to do films on weird things, and I
That's
figured
you know what? That's
tornadoes-
fair.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
society.
Cell phone.
The safety society.
Safety Society. Okay. I don't dislike this phone. That's all right. Well, we didn't get to mid to down, but that's okay because we do have Nomo. So if you're not there already, 9o'clock.live or nomo.wtf. Nomo.wtf. You're going to see all of these nouns arrayed before you. You're going to pick your favorite from among them.
Choose your character.
Spam click it with all your might every 10 seconds. Half of them are eliminated until we're left with just one. That's going to be the Nomo noun of the day. Also, make sure you have signed in with your wallet and you're on OP or your clicks will not be counted. That's very important. I'm going to say it again. Sign in with your wallet and make sure you're on Optimism if you have to check if you're on
You see
MetaMask instead
87
of Rainbow
bones
for
on
some
here?
reason. What?
You see 87 bones right here on Nomo?
No. Am I blind?
He's right here. He's right here wearing the hip rose knuckles.
Am I dense?
The burger with the bird? Was that not his? Was that not his
Oh!
noun?
Yeah! I am dense.
This-
It's right
almost
next
the
to the
same exact-
sunrise.
Almost the same exact noun. but with
That's
hip
so
rose.
close. I'm saving the suit cactus. The bloody rose I also really like. I'm so bummed that Nomo isn't working the way it's supposed to, so we can't save the pumpkin pie. For anybody who isn't aware, we're having some difficulties updating the Nomo descriptor, but usually Nomo would have the same nouns that we saw while playing FOMO. That's why you'll notice the noggles and the accessories and everything are identical. But it's just, and obviously the backgrounds are different, but other than the backgrounds, it's just the heads that have changed. And that's because we don't have all the new heads in Nomo yet, which we are working on fixing. So at the moment, we're just minting fun nouns, but eventually we're going to get back to being able to save a noun that we missed during FOMO. But for now,
Final round. Sunrise versus 87 Bones. Fight!
And that last proposal to update the traits has not been queued yet. I've checked on it a couple times. It's like $50 each time to do it, so I've just been waiting for the proposal.
87 Bones wins.
yeah, I hope it does get set up soon.
Caught you with the
Yeah.
Oh, did it not switch yet?
No. It's gone now.
Yeah,
but
yeah, fuck it. You know what? We're doing the whole show like this. I don't care. You're gonna get
That's awesome.
You're gonna get me as a giant for the rest of the show, just because you pointed it out. I hope you're happy. No, I'm not gonna do that. to you.
what part of your name changes to giant though? Are you like giant?
giant fish girl or robot giant girl?
Robot giant girl.
You know what? I can't
No
believe.
robot
Fish giant?
You know what? This is something that just hit me this morning, and it's so deeply stupid. We're gonna jump into our agenda in a second, but I have to share this, especially because I see Prof in the audience. This is so, I cannot believe that it took. I made this account, this username, and everything. Maybe a month before getting involved with nouns. Actually, I made it in like the day after I got involved with nouns, right? So I've been Robot Fish Girl for basically the same amount of times that I've been involved in nouns. And I have been working with Toady for about that time minus 1 month. Like literally. So I cannot believe that I have been Robot Fish Girl working in crypto for 2 years and change, working with the god of puns for that entire time, pretty much. And I just noticed this morning that my username is Robot Fish and I work in fintech. I'm so upset! Anyway. Hi, Prof.
That's a great opportunity.
Jam.
to-
I had to
To
yell
settle
about
the
that while
yellow
you were here,
auction.
but before Toady showed up.
Yeah, we should settle the yellow auction and then get into the morning call.
Yeah,
Now
so
that Prof has arrived. She had some good questions. 41.
I am doing that right now. As we said earlier, the Yellow Collective auction did finish up just before we played Nomo, and now hopefully it'll finish up slightly after. So what are we going to get for Collective now number 317? Maybe if I hit the button again, it'll show. Oh my god, that is fantastic. It's a yellow can of spray paint. We got a spray paint head, the classic yellow noggles, as is always the case in the Yellow Collective. A yellow body and a yellow background. That is the yellowest noun I think we have had in a very long time. Brett, if you don't bid on this, so help me.
Oh, I just sent it. Should show up in a second.
Fantastic. This is very you, I feel.
That is very, very bright. It's very yellow. It's a lot of yellow.
And it was all yellow.
I was wondering what the pause was.
Well, oh yeah, it was me pushing that button,
That's
waiting
all
for
of
it to
this one
start.
can play, though.
I'm not playing anymore. Coldplay's gonna copyright strike us into Brazil. It's anyway. Hi, Prof.
How are you? I didn't
I'm
realize I was
tired.
so late. I thought it was right on time, and then I'm like, oh, they already settled everything.
I
Let's
mean,
call the shenanigans.
you weren't actually that late. We didn't play FOMO for that long.
Was it quick? Oh, okay.
I mean, it wasn't like instant, but it was
decided for us.
yeah.
So
I see.
by the Safety Society.
The
I
Safety
see.
Society.
Safety Society. It's not even a safety noun.
It's
Sure.
well, it's a phone in case you got to call 911.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
They
I see
got
the
a thing for the magenta noggles too. I've seen. I think.
Okay.
Since time immemorial, the world has been controlled by a cabal of shadowy elites. The Safety Society.
Don't forget the
Oh,
dot
that's funny.
ETH.
That is
Dot
funny.
ETH.
Dot ETH. Yeah. Safety Society. Dot ETH.
I didn't even
Oh,
need
that's
the voice
funny.
changer for that one. I just had to cough really hard and then
That's
the
funny.
Safety Society. Coming this summer to theaters near you. No, I'm kidding. All right. Well,
Is the council meeting over yet, or is it still going?
It
Last
ended.
time. Oh, it's finally over. Okay. Last time I
Ended,
checked,
like,
about
30
an
minutes
hour
ago.
ago, it was still happening.
45 minutes ago.
how
I don't know. I was busy. I couldn't do anymore. But I looked at, like, because I was in Discord doing something else, and like maybe an hour ago, and I was like, holy crap, they're still going. That's
I'm
crazy.
frankly I'm impressed with the stamina. I'm not able, like, I mean, you know me. I have a hard time staying on one point for 30 seconds. Doing it for that many hours is
Yeah, a lot.
so far
did-
beyond me.
I did say that yesterday somewhere, that I was like, this might be. Oh, I think it was on here. This might be is this going to be another record breaker? 18 hours.
You didn't say it was going to be another record breaker. You said the record was
took it.
18 hours,
Yeah,
and you
I
said this
said,
one
"Is it
might be
going to-" I think
close.
this might be close. Yeah, it was not. It was not as bad, so that's good. That's a good.
That's
thing.
you know what? I'm proud of them. That
funny
sounded
that
facetious, but
big-
I'm genuinely like
the crazy long meeting that one. I remember trying to get the recording, and it was too long to be processed, so it had to be processed in pieces. And like it took a couple days before I could even, because people were talking about certain things, and I'm like, I want to hear it.
yeah.
It took a while to get the recording. So anyway.
Here's the thing is I want to get the recording for this one. Because
This one was good. Yeah.
the Nouncil call started at 10. I got to bed by, 7:30. So I didn't
Okay,
quite have enough
better
sleep.
than I thought. Yeah, I figured that was the issue.
It wasn't on purpose.
It was really good. It was really good. It was great to hear 41 talk about, the process of how they got here. That was super helpful. He answered a lot of questions. Seneca also did. 9999 was in there too.
Oh wow.
And he was in the chat talking a little bit as well. Like, he didn't jump on voice, but he was in the chat. Yeah, so it was very good. Like, I felt like, I would be curious for others to see what you thought and if it was helpful.
Can you give us the relevant cliff notes of what, you thought was particularly helpful about that? I feel like you and I are both vaguely in favor of the Duna in the first place, so it might.
Just like talking through, he talked through like the effort that went into researching, looking at other options, like all of that process, and I think that was helpful. Like, this isn't something they came about, lightly, and that they don't think it's a perfect solution either. Like, nobody's like, this is fantastic. They're just like, this is probably what we need to do to keep ourselves from out of legal trouble. Nobody's like, yay, let's.
Yeah. I don't think anybody
set
in
up
a
a legal
vacuum
entity.
likes this decision.
Nobody does. No, of course not. I mean, it's just kind of reality. It's not desired by any
Man.
stretch, but
We
That
talked a little
always
bit
gets
about
in the way.
yeah.
We talked about the upside, though, the ability
Yeah,
to
talk about
draw
that. Yeah.
draw things towards us. The potential for grants and funding that wouldn't be because of the structure. And WAG really got into his concept of the how it ought to be escrow with streaming for what he doesn't want to term refund. I missed most of Seneca's points. I had to bounce before he really got going, so I don't know if anyone can elaborate on what he shared.
I can elaborate on one very important thing that he shared, and I did pin it up at the top. I will be putting this on a T-shirt. He did say very clearly, everything Prof said is correct. So I will make sure that you get that shirt, Robot Fish Girl, because I think it's important that you have one. It was specifically about, we were talking about, the question was around rounds, and if when they are doing rounds, whether or not Nouns is legally liable or responsible for what Rounds is doing with the funds, or you could really say that about any proposer, what they're doing with the funds. And what I said was that that would then be on Seneca. So Nouns gives funds to Rounds and whatever that legal entity is, and as long as that's clear, then what Seneca does next is up to him. And he would take the legal responsibility from there. In most instances, there could be, issues if it was like, we know exactly, we know for sure you're money laundering or something like that, then, and we approved it, then that would be a problem. But if we're,
really, you don't say.
That would be an issue. Yeah, that would be an issue. But for the most part, the liability shifts to the grantee. So our responsibility is to collect information about the grantee, and then from there, it's up to them what they do with those funds. So he clarified, yes, that's what he was saying. I was correct about. So it's a little tricky.
He technically said he needs to talk to a lawyer.
Yeah, that's true. He does. He absolutely does. He does for sure. Yeah.
So I'm happy I just was able to join now, because obviously
that was good timing, Joshua.
You're an expert in this field, and I am but a little guppy trying to understand the complexities.
You know what? I'm not going to even call myself an expert in this field, because I'm not sure there are any, because this is a brand new spanking type.
This is
of
bleeding edge.
Yeah.
My only concern, which I've heard through Nouns, from time to time, is like when you get into like sanction. I don't think Nouns is funding very much like unsanctioned or like sanctioned countries, participants. I don't know how to think about that, because like to me, I don't really know how to parse through like if it's like an artist tricky. That we know and love, like I guess like we don't know that they're not involved in anything untoward, but like it seems pretty clear that they're not.
Right. So I don't know if you guys remember this with Lil Nouns, but we actually had a meeting with a couple attorneys regarding OFAC, which is what you're talking about, which is the sanctioned. It's making sure you're not funding anyone from a sanctioned nation, and there's 7 of them, I think, still. North Korea, let's just use that as an example. So if we were knowingly, Nouns was funding a proposal by somebody in North Korea, like they are the proposer, and we're aware of that, and then we fund them as a US legal entity, we would have a problem. So that would be one that would need to be blocked. Now, if we fund Rounds, and then Rounds through some way fund somebody without knowing, let's say, who is in a sanctioned country, we wouldn't necessarily have liability unless we were aware that this was going to happen and it was done in a deliberate way that we knew about or something like that. So when you're doing things in there and you're not sure, then it's murky. I'll just put it's murky.
Is it true that like me as an American person, I can't like pay somebody to make something for me if they live in North Korea? Or is it like, if I can show that like what we did was above board, like then like no one's gonna like, it's kind of like frowned upon, and you might get a fine or something, but like
It
you're not gonna. I don't know. What does that mean?
I'm not even sure. Like there's so many complexities to this.
Like I
But
don't even know if it's like very clear that like okay, I'm gonna go after people who are violating sanctions, and you're like, these guys funded $1,000 worth of street art for a person making sand art in the streets. Like, would they really like come after you and like try to shut your organization down? I find that
probably
unlikely,
not,
but maybe
but
if
it's
I don't know.
possible. Yeah, it's possible. It's more likely not to happen at an individual level, but it could. But it's more likely to happen at an organizational level. Like if we were absolutely doing that, then there could be a problem. But
So is there a KYC
it's
friendly
tricky. It's
Rounds
tricky
interface?
because you can have somebody who's a national of a sanctioned country who's now a refugee somewhere else. And that was the issue we were talking to attorneys about in Lil Nouns. And they advised that we're probably fine in that instance, that's not going to be an issue. But it is tricky. So
interesting. Fun things that Nouns opens your kind of worldview to sometimes. Random
it would be
things
one,
like
yeah,
this.
for sure. Yeah, totally. Because this is not an area that I know anything about.
Right.
But I think
So
it would be if we knowingly know that somebody is a citizen of a sanctioned country and we fund them, that would be a problem. We can't do that.
I think Rounds is safe personally.
Probably, yeah.
But I'm curious to find like an airtight solution for that for Rounds where a US company can use the platform because it's so cool and powerful.
Yeah, well,
what should we do? Sign in with social security
what's
number?
what's an interesting
I'm just kidding.
no.
Just kidding.
That sounds
I
like a
wonder-
horrible idea.
I wonder, and I'm going to have to ask Dan this because I do not know the answer, but because Merkle is a US based company, they may already have a block for those who are located in sanctioned countries. However,
So like sign in
could
with
they be using a
Warpcast?
VPN? Could they be, getting
You're
around
saying
it?
sign in with Warpcast might actually like
Yeah.
already be the protection we needed.
Yeah. So let me confirm that because
But
I'm
what about
honestly
Twitter?
not
Because like
sure.
the Twitter integration is pretty powerful. Maybe it's not powerful. I don't know how to think.
Twitter might be the same situation because
Twitter is the same situation.
Yeah, because they're also a US company. So they probably block, but again, people can use technology to get around that. We know they do, but then
I know, but
that
like how much
aspect
responsibility
protects
does
us.
everyone have?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That protects us because if we're like, hey, we're using this
deceived,
platform
we're
to
not
block.
like
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think we're okay. I think we're
rubbed
pretty
me
much
once.
okay.
Shame
Well,
on you.
RFG, there was a point that Mike Good made in one of the comments that Prof said would help us with taxes. We just have to file as a religious cult, and then we get all the tax benefits.
Nouns, not
That
a
seems
cult.
like a perfect solution, really. I mean, there you go. Finally, just make it official. Just make it official. Tax deductions
do it.
galore.
I'm the plant medicine fork. I'm calling it now. I'm taking all the peyotes out of the treasury. All the weed heads are coming with me.
Hey.
I already, yeah.
I can see it happening.
Hey, weed heads. Hey, peyote. We're going this way.
Yeah, I've had
man.
to
Exactly.
weirdly this I've actually had to deal with these with like the OFAC thing personally, and yeah, like what Prof was saying, it's Twitter and it being a US company, there are exceptions, but in the comprehensively sanctioned countries, because there's different levels of sanctions, so like there's targeted sanctions and there's comprehensively sanctioned countries, and I've had to deal in a lot of countries with targeted sanctions. Mercifully, only one with comprehensive sanctions, but that's beside the point. And so it's as long as you are doing everything you can, they're like the authorities are generally fairly understanding. Like they're not going to go after, like, legally you are safe as long as you are checking all the boxes. You cannot be expected to, if somebody is using a VPN and pretending they are from somewhere else and you send the money, that's on them, not on you. You are doing your due diligence by blocking it where it needs to be blocked, legally speaking. It's so weird that is within the realm of my experience, but no.
Well, we had it with timepieces artists, when they
Yeah.
started sanctioning art from Iran, and now we have it with Twitter privately sanctioning Brazil. So, like, it's interesting times.
We had, because I've said, I've worked in a lot in DRC, and there are targeted sanctions within DRC, and they're fairly easy to work around because they're pretty much all just they're pretty much exclusively military, but you do have to be careful about who you're doing business with, because it's it's not hard to just not wear a military uniform and then engage in what seems like a typical scrap metal trade, but is actually they're getting rid of discarded arms and ammunition on the quiet, because there are other people who are actual just scavengers who have found tanks. So it is surprisingly difficult
I've
to.
seen that movie.
I'm not even kidding. Like I own like 7 of them. Like it's well, I mean, I used to. I melted them down, but it's surprisingly difficult. Like when somebody comes to you with something like that, it's like, okay, legally I'm allowed to take this, but I have to make sure that you are who you say you are first, and that I'm not getting rid of like military tech from somebody who doesn't want to be found. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's weird. But the comprehensive sanctions are
There's a lot of
pretty cut and dry.
there's a lot of aspects to this it's a lot more complex than what we have now, for sure.
And
So we'll be taking. I'm sure there's going to be things we haven't even thought of that are going to pop up, and that's going to happen.
Oh, for
quite
sure.
a bit. So yeah.
And by the way, the reason the sanctions against, or the comprehensive sanctions don't tend to involve refugees usually, is because the whole point of them is to take down the economy of the sanctioned country. If you're not sending money into that country, if you're sending money to somebody who's from there, but it does not have ties to it anymore, then you're not violating the sanction in spirit or by the letter. So that's why they don't really care. I felt like that was worth an explanation because people might have been confused.
Exactly. So there so there's just, we're gonna have to figure out a lot of this stuff as we go, if it does pass. So, but I felt like the meeting today made people feel a little bit better about this direction. It seemed that way anyway. I don't know if that's the case, but it seemed that way from what I was hearing. So I think it was helpful.
Hell yeah.
By the way, I just sent a message to Dan, so I'll let you know what he says when I hear back about that particular point, because I just don't know. But I have a feeling they probably have some kind of block for any OFAC issues, is my guess.
They would kind of have to, right?
Yeah, I assume so. Yeah.
At least.
But I don't know. I don't think it's ever come up. I don't think I've ever asked that question or heard that question asked. So we'll see.
Well.
Okay. So wait, do I get points for having a totally unique question?
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am sending you a grand total of what do I have?
What do you got? Send him some nogs.
60 Jen right now. Yeah, I'm gonna send him 200 nogs. Like,
all y'all have lots
Oh,
of nogs. Come
that's
on
what's
now.
up.
Yeah.
do I have lots of nogs? I don't know that I do.
Oh.
Nope.
Send me some.
You
Send
don't?
me some. Do you have any
You
like
sure?
open edition arts that you printed a bunch of? You can send
You know
me
what?
that. I love
Actually,
that.
I do. I'm
Maybe
well,
looking
I'm
for
not right now,
reviews.
but I'm going to. I'll send you some internet friends, Josh.
Does it have noggles on it?
No, but they're cute pixel art.
Okay. I was gonna say he does not want it unless it has knuckles on it.
You
Well,
can.
that's not
There's
exactly true,
CC0.
but
You
if
can
it
draw
has
noggles
I
on them.
definitely want it. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. You did say pixel art, so he does like himself some pixel art. That's for sure.
The reason I'm saying this is because Internet Friends is a collection that it didn't mint out, and so they're to the people who are still around in the community, they're gonna mint out the rest. So I'm probably gonna get a couple that I wasn't expecting.
No.
Yee.
Niche, the niche of the niche.
They're actually really fun art. A lot of the Nouns FE team has them. Anyway, we had an actual agenda for today that we haven't actually gotten to yet, and we are 38 minutes into the show. So maybe we should go there. So
I
what
mean,
is
the
new?
Duna
how is
was
that
on
new
the.
from every day?
Yeah, Dune is on.
the Duna was on the agenda, right? You know, I do have that up here.
The Duna.
Yeah, so Duna, yeah. If you want to look at this, go check it on Warpcast. The channel is just /nouns-Duna. I have it up on the stream for anybody watching there, and it'll be linked in the tavern for anybody else who wants to join in. But there's going to be a lot of conversation in this, I feel, in the coming days. Hopefully, also the Nouncil call will be accessible to people who want to listen to it, because it sounds like it was really good and not Nouncil specific. So at least for that bit.
Yeah, the first like 2 hours.
So you heard it here first. Duna is a very interesting issue, and for the first 2 hours of a 1 hour meeting, it was
Incredibly accurate.
I mean, yeah. What else is going on? So we've got, first of all, we've got this shout out from Dan on this underrated frame. Looks like it's a Nounish governance frame. Brett, you know about this?
Yeah, I just happened to be scrolling through Warpcast yesterday, and I saw this design on this frame is underrated, and he's talking about something that Pedro had set up. It looks like a camp frame, just from the Nounish writing contest example. I thought it was cool that he was shouting out a nouns related frame.
I feel like this would just be called a tent frame.
Tent frame, that's perfect.
Toady, come back. I need to not be making puns. It gives me it feels wrong. Yeah, this does look really, really good. Let me find. Let's go to the camp channel. Oh, there it is, right there. And then if I click on that, does it go to the? Yes, it does. That is pretty sweet. So it just, and so this is not a frame to vote on a prop. It just shares the proposal itself. What the title, when it was proposed, its status, and the for and against votes and the quorum and all that junk. Still, looks nice. I really like that. If you want to check out this and more, the Camp channel on Warpcast for all your Nouns Camp news. It is my personal favorite governance platform. I know not everybody shares that opinion, but I really like it. So It's what's up on screen for you right now. So if you want to check out Camp, Nouns.camp is where I go for my governance needs.
Who else could you be talking about who may not like that?
I mean, listen, it's not just you. Brett also doesn't like it.
But it
Sorry,
was
Brett. I knew I
it
liked
was
you. I knew I
it
liked
was
you.
partially mentioned by the CEO of Nouns.game that it might be sunsetting soon.
What camp might
What,
be?
Nouns.game is sunsetting?
He's just being his normal.
Oh my god.
Index.
Will you just tell him to put a freaking prop in? I have to tell
He
him
said
again.
the CEO of Nouns.game. That's how he
Nope.
worded it himself.
He's so annoying. He's so annoying. Every once in a while, I send him messages on a regular basis. Just say, put a prop in.
No
Don't
context.
mind me.
Just put a
I'm gonna
prop
go do it
in.
again. He knows the
Mike Good
context.
did put up a candidate while we were on
Oh, he finally did?
Nouns.world. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
He said it might take him a day, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months to push it up to a proposal.
my
He's not sure yet.
I can't stand him. So it's another one. He's another one.
I'm the same. I put up to add brown pants and it got sponsored right away and I just let it sit there. The sponsorship expired.
Why are you like this?
Why? Why?
Just getting a feeling of what people thought about pants.
But you won't really know until you put it on chain, and we know this to be true. But okay.
Yep.
Well, if you want to put up a proposal and not put it up on chain, then you can do so at Nouns. Jesus Christ. Oh. Brett, I adore you, but you're exhausting sometimes.
Yeah, I exhaust myself.
I know. All right, but there is a Nouns.world candidate. I'm looking at it right now. And so is the stream, and it's great. My good, put it up. Please. For the love of God.
Yeah, he's
Anyway.
got 2 nouns, so we can just put it
Yeah,
up
he
together.
could just do it. And Narscape. Okay, this is sick. I can't read this. This is definitely.
Yeah, there was
in
a proposal
Portuguese.
through NARS a couple weeks ago to bring a bunch of donated skateboards to Uganda for the Uganda Skate Society, and just donate it and film some videos out there. And they are there right now with Davin.
Yeah.
He picked them up from the airport yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yesterday. He talked about it on the show yesterday.
Yeah, and he's just been hanging out with them and bringing them around. Really cool
This
to
is
see.
such a sick video. Is there audio? There is. But it's just music. Okay, I'm not gonna. That's super loud. I'm not gonna play that on the stream, but. That is so sick. How are they skating on dirt?
It's clay. Come on.
Okay, yes, but my point stands.
Yeah. Yeah.
That seems like it would be difficult. I mean, I don't skateboard, but
Yeah, it's not the easiest thing on bearings, even when they're sealed.
I understood some of those words.
The dirt takes its toll.
I did not.
That is really cool.
Its toll.
That is really cool. We had, by the way, Davin did talk about this kind of at length the other day. So if you want to check out, come by and listen to the tavern from yesterday or the day before, or you can check out the streams. They're still up on your YouTube in perpetuity.
Or you could find in about the 4th hour of the Nouncil call today, Davin was answering a lot of questions about it and talking about it, about the candidate proposal that he has up right now.
Right, yeah. If you don't want to use any of the sane options, then check...
Well, I mean, if you're going to the Nouncil call anyway to listen to the Duna talk,
you know what? That's fair.
A little bit more.
A little bit more. Just, a full
just a few
hour.
more hours more. That's all. Yeah, it's not a big deal.
I listen. I'm actually. I would have only listened to the first hour had I actually been there. So I'm actually kind of glad that I missed it because now I can listen to Nouncil calls the way I prefer to, which is while I'm cleaning my house at 4x speed.
4x. Oh wow. Okay, we're all gonna sound really good. I don't know about that.
I can hear it fine.
Okay.
No, because this is the thing is if I don't try to hold myself
she
back,
also
then this is
hears
about
it
the
in
speed that I.
colors. So
Yeah, that also helps. I have noticed that being a synesthete does kind of help with my comprehension when I'm listening to people. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it hinders, but when it comes to like speed listening, I listen to like audiobooks at 3x.
When do you
That's
build in
insane.
time for salad?
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I have been banned from talking about salad theory on this show. You are not going
Okay,
to
well.
bait me. Get thee behind me, Symbiotech.
the next
What?
cryptic item on our agenda is, we're basically wondering what's going on with Noun 74 based on one image.
It's
Hold
not
on,
based
one
on one
second.
image. It's a GIF. Did you not actually click on it?
1 second. I have a question.
I have an
a
answer.
question about
no questions.
your
Sorry.
uh, what color do you see when you hear my voice?
It depends.
Okay.
I don't hear. I have two different types of synesthesia. So I have grapheme color synesthesia and I have sound color synesthesia. And they go both ways. So
Okay.
the thing with a voice is it's not a static color. Because voices have overtones. So when
That's interesting.
When I
That's
hear you
interesting, 'cause
in
I've talked to like
person,
others who've like Jake Andrews and Perrin, and that it was interesting to hear what colors they see when they heard my voice. And Jake was maroon, and I think Perrin was like some shade of blue, and I just found that very interesting.
mine is sort of a. Actually, you know what it reminds me of now that I'm thinking about it? You remember in Windows 95 how Microsoft Word had word art? I promise I'm
Yes.
going somewhere with this. Do you
I know
remember
exactly what you're talking about.
Do you
Yeah.
remember the sunset gradient of like orange, brown, and like sky blue?
Yes.
It's like that in person.
Oh, interesting.
Over Tavern, it gets muddled and it's kind of gray because that's what that fuzzy texture does to me.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
it like everybody kind of sounds similar because the texture matters a lot. The texture matters more than the tone for me. But also like yeah, in person, my ears are really sensitive. I can hear overtones in the voice. So
Interesting.
even if you're just saying a single note, and actually, fun fact, if I'm on the Tavern screen on the stream, and you look at the visualizer of people talking, like if you look at the visualizer of me talking,
Yep.
you can see that if I just hold a you can see that there is a series of waveforms as opposed to just one singular
Okay.
waveform. That's what I see in my brain, and every one of those is a different color.
Interesting. Okay, sorry to take you way off. So you can circle back now.
You
Sorry,
think that's
Cynthia.
bad? My
But I was
grapheme,
just
so
very
grapheme
curious. I was
color
very
is
curious about
grapheme color is shapes and sounds. So when people are moving, their body language is different colors to me too. So I can sort of see auras. They're not actually auras, obviously, but they're my synesthesia that makes people look like they have auras based on how they're moving. So that's how I read emotions, because I can't tell from their face, but I can read through their body language because they switch colors depending on how tense they are. Anyway, Noun 74. Now back to the point. Noun 74 is, for anybody who doesn't know, it has been working on this awesome playground. Nat knows I don't use it deliberately, but yeah, I think it does help my memory a fair bit when I'm remembering facts and things like that. I don't know what it's like to live without it. I've been like this since I was born. I thought everybody saw colors when they heard sounds until I was like 20. But anyway, Noun 74 is working on this fantastic playground installation. If you haven't seen it, go check out you can scroll down on the prop to find the prop on camp. And the centerpiece of this playground, it's in a really cool location. It's sort of in the middle of the shopping area. There's a little sunken, below the sidewalk, there's like a mall. And they're putting a pirate ship in it. And it's gonna have slides coming out of the eyes and everything, and this shows the progress of that ship installation. It's also, you can see in this video, if I can time it right, there we go.
Yeah,
You can see
very
there's gonna have some
briefly.
Noggle benches. They have already made versions of these Noggle benches out at the entrance of the hike to Mount Neopan. Noun 74 has come and talked about this at length, and White-Eyed Carl have talked about this at length on the show. So back when it was first being proposed. So I definitely, if you want to go back through the tavern logs, I think it's worth it to go listen to them. I absolutely love the work they're doing, and it's not just these benches and the pirate ship. They're not in this video, this looping video that they posted, but they are also making some like little the things on playgrounds with the where the seat on a spring. My brain is breaking. I don't know what they're called.
I have no idea what they're called.
You know what I'm talking
I know
about,
exactly
though.
what I know exactly what you're talking about. I have no idea.
I
What
know
they're
exactly what you're talking about, and I don't
Mhm.
think they have a name.
called. Mhm.
They must do. Hang on, I need
They
to
have to have a
Google
name.
this. But yeah, and those are going to have noun heads on them. So it's a very nounish playground, and there's going to be a little info, plaque there for any parents who want to learn about nouns. But otherwise, it is my platonic ideal of a prop where, yeah, it has nounish branding, but the point is not necessarily to advertise. The point is
Called
to make
a
kids
spring
happy.
rider.
Cornish Spring Rider?
I said it's called a rider.
Cornish.
Yeah, I mean, it could be
Called.
Cornish. I don't know. Yeah,
Spring Rider. Oh,
Okay,
That's what I found.
so it is.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
These things, but with noun heads. So that's cool. I'm so excited for that. And it looks beautiful. And incidentally, if anybody plays on the Minecraft server, you might be able to find a replica of it in Spawn that is to scale because I got the blueprints. So.
Hilarious.
I literally, I messaged Carl. I was like, hey, I have a weird question. Can you send
Specs
me
now.
exact measurements of this thing? And he was like, why? And I was like, I want to build it in Minecraft. He was like, absolutely. And he straight up just sent me like the architecture diagram, like with all the. I was like, okay, this is more than I was expecting, but I'll take it. So it's a 2x scale model because Minecraft characters are like the equivalent of 2 meters tall, but it is still a scale model of this exact playground equipment. So that's fun. Anyway, Paperclip has some updates for us. They posted an announced channel recently, and this is up on the stream, but I'll read it out to anybody who is not watching. Paperclip Labs, we're building the best place to get a noun, and today we're excited to share that secondary markets are now available on NounSwap. You can browse nouns listed on secondary marketplaces like OpenSea, Blur, Rareable, Magic Eden, Looks Rare, and more, all from NounSwap. In-app purchases coming soon. Check it out today at nounswap.wtf. That's actually really cool. I'm never ever gonna use it, but it's cool.
I thought it's they have a little update too when you're scrolling through. There's icons on the nouns now,
This is so sick.
showing if they're either like up for sale on secondary or if they're in the treasury.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at so like 1224, the safety shower is held by the treasury. And you can see in that little that is
Yeah,
so
because
cool. And then
I
if I could
swapped
buy
it.
now.
That's the one I swapped for $3.89.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I check the buy now button and it shows if I mouse over it, okay, it just says secondary market. But if I click on this, then that's on Blur. Okay.
Yeah, it still says buy noun coming soon. So I don't think you can buy them yet.
No,
on
but if
NounSwap.
you okay, so like this one, you can see that like this cloud, if you look on the right-hand side of the screen, it doesn't track my mouse. But if you look on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see that it's on Blur. But if I go over to this rainbow, in the same place, there's the OpenSea logo. So you can see where all of these are listed. So like OpenSea, Blur, OpenSea, Blur. And you can see who's holding them too and who's selling. That is really cool. And then instant swap. So this shows all of the nouns that are available for swapping. I'm surprised at some of these. I thought that the noun swap contract would only have ugly nouns, but I really like most of these actually.
There's some really nice ones in there.
Like especially this abstract head and the drone pilot.
You could strategize to get ugly nouns, uglier nouns, and get them for cheap and swap them for the stuff you like.
Yeah, but
Someone needs to rescue that
no.
greasy spaghetti out of there.
Greasy
Yeah.
spaghetti is really fun. I'm surprised you don't want to rescue the foo brush.
Nope, there's only one toothbrush that I want. It's in the treasury.
Oof. And we can
I
look at
know
all of
something.
those by clicking this button. Okay, okay. Well, there it is.
Yeah, that's super helpful. That's where I've been going to look at what's in the treasury.
This is
For
so
a couple
good.
times I've had to do that for different people.
I can't believe 593, the perfectly blended tree we got. That's in the treasury. Seeing all the treasury nouns makes me sad because we got a lot of these. That beautiful cotton ball 601, the hoodie dino.
Most of them are most of them are from Fork 1, Fork 0.
We got 552. That's the bones noun that we got a duplicate of on today's Nomo.
Yeah,
Just
Prof,
with
did
the
you see
hip
our Nomo
rows.
today?
Sorry, what?
I asked Prof if she saw the
I
Nomo
did
today.
it. Now I can't remember what it is. I did.
It's 87 bones with the hip
Oh, yeah,
rows
yeah,
now.
yeah.
It's
Yep,
552, but with
definitely.
better noggles.
Cool.
Mhm.
It's cool. Yeah, it's really cool.
For anybody
It's
watching,
definitely
we
noggles.
minted like most of these
It's cool.
live on air. I remember some of these. I remember the show. We have YouTube records of. I remember the 423 and 424 was over a weekend, and I know that because Prof, you were there. We were making for 424. It's the microwave head with the guava noggles and a cow on the body, and we were making jokes about steakums for like 10 minutes.
There's so many that I remember. I was looking through, I forget why, I was looking through the shoes, the pumps.
Oh my god, shoes.
And the shoes. I was looking through the shoes for some reason.
Stupid
And
boy.
the one that we got when Tina Turner died. I was like, I think as I was having a conversation with Bix, and I said, oh, this is a really, because she likes the pump. I'm like, this is a really special one. And I was explaining all that. Like, there's so much of that you wouldn't know unless you were like here religiously.
Yeah.
There's no way you'd remember. Like, I just specifically remember that. And it's the only pump that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has the band shirt and it has disco noggles. And just because of the day it was minted. It's pretty cool.
There's Fishy Kruger, 344. I remember the contest we did for that one. It was the doodle on a napkin contest. It lasted 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We literally were like,
Some of the
find a
best
napkin
art.
and draw on it.
I participated in that when I was sitting at a coffee shop that day.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's awesome.
Oh man, this is bringing back. So there's the forgeries noun. The Shark Illuminati. The reason I'm stuck on 423 and 424 is because that's the one where I made that Fever Dream supercut of us playing FOMO and being stupid together. That's still on our YouTube, by the way. So if you feel like losing some brain cells, go scroll all the way back in our YouTube, and it's like the 5th video. And
or you can just sort by oldest.
Don't tell them an
That
efficient
little shortcut.
Prof. Listen, nobody else listen. Everybody else cover yours real quick. Prof, the point is that I want them to get impressions on all of the other videos.
True.
So if they sort by oldest, they'll miss all of them.
You can't sort. There's no sorting. Just go all the way back. Never
I'm
mind.
I'm relying on the fact that anybody who can listen to us for this long definitely has
Yep.
ADHD and will get
Yes, I'm sure.
distracted.
Yeah, I'm sure they can. Hey, I have to jump. But I did pin up GM Farcaster's purple round submission. So if any of you happen to hold a purple token, if you wouldn't mind giving us a little like on that, we'd appreciate it. That's all.
I should pick up a purple token. Are those still
You should.
Yeah,
happening?
it's growing.
You should.
Yeah.
It's a good
Peachy's
good little bow.
I
Yeah,
wanted
she's
to
doing
at the
great.
beginning of it, and then I was like, oh, I can't afford that.
Yeah, it was crazy, as they all are, right? The first 100 or so are always insane. So,
Yeah.
all right, but I have to run because speaking of, I have to go get ready for the Builder DAO.
Well, we have been here for an hour, so we're going to be wrapping up pretty quick. We're going to sort of speed through the rest of the agenda. But thank you so much for coming, Prof, and regaling us about the announcement call. Seriously,
Of course.
needed.
See ya. Yeah,
Au
go
revoir.
listen to it now. It's only just set aside 5 hours and you should be fine. All right.
I'm not doing
Bye.
bye.
There's no bids on the purple right now.
Is there a fancy
No.
URL, or do I just have to go to announce.build?
It was on build. I mean, I can pin it up if you want me to. But
No,
I don't know
I'm
if
already
there's
here.
a-
This will show people where to go. So I go to announce.build. That announce is only on number 69. Oh, wait, what?
Oh, they do. It's purple.construction goes to it.
Oh, purple.construction.
It just goes to the Nouns build site.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, there's 15 hours left on that. I'm going to keep that tab open. But yes, Prof, as Prof was saying, GM Farcaster has got I'm going to go ahead and like that. Post up in purple. So go check this out. It is pinned above in the tavern. So once again, if you're on YouTube or Twitter and you want to join in the conversation, please join us on Tavern. You can click the link in the description of either one of those, and you'll be able to join us here. You can hop up on stage, join the conversation, and more importantly, you can check out all of the links that we're talking about. So you don't just have to see them on the stream. You can also click on them yourself and explore them at your leisure. So if I'm ever moving too fast for you, you know where to go. With that out of the way. Oh, yeah, Precious Noggles. They're going to be doing keychains at Nounstown. Oh, that is so cool.
Using their recycled materials, they made a little mold to do 4 of them at a time.
That is so sick. Are they going to be like customizing them there? Like you're going to pick colors and pour them there? Or are they going to?
I would assume so. That's what they're doing with the Noggles. I don't know. It says they're going to be distributing recycled Noggle keychains. So I don't know if they're making those there or just the actual classes. Based on the specific wording on this one. We are going to be distributing recycled Noggles keychains.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to be making them there. But
are we really at the point where we're
legalizing
legalizing a Warpcast post?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Same with the next one, Matcha brand partner on the ground in Singapore.
Matcha.xyz with Nouns Esports, brand partner of Nouns Esports and, sort of by extension, us. We are sponsored by both Matcha and Nouns Esports. And by the way, there's news about that I have to share, but I'll save that for a little bit later. So Matcha and Nouns Esports are on the ground in Singapore. If you want your green matcha noggles, you can pick those up if you're there. That looks so good. I need the. I'm about to reach out to Matcha to do a contest with them for Nouns Esports. So
nice.
We're gonna see if we can have some fun with that. Awesome. So there is that. Those are so sick. Also, Jazz Gus has been trying to wear noggles on stream when playing in like comp CS games, and they keep saying that she has to take them off. They just hate the noggles. So we're trying to figure out a way that doesn't happen. We're thinking maybe get t-shirts that just have the noggles on them, like the noggles accessory.
You could pop the lenses
No.
out and just wear the square frames.
No, that's like she's wearing them on her forehead.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Not
Well,
wearing
that's
them
nice.
over her eyes. So I don't know. I think that they're just against it because like branding or something. But
Well, she should do a head replacement for the Turkish shooter and just have the noggles there. A first-person collage.
Jesus Christ, maybe we're cooking some stuff, but we'll see. Anyway, that's the matcha noggles. We already talked about the Duna, and Dan has some upcoming channel changes that he posted about in Farcaster Updates channel. If you are on Warpcast, you want to know anything about Farcaster, please follow this channel. It is very, very informative. So in this case, some upcoming channel changes. There is a full notion about it, but I'm not going to bother going into that right now. So, well, actually,
It's mainly just trying to improve the moderation of the channels to
Yeah.
eliminate a lot of the spam and nonsense that gets just blasted everywhere.
yeah, because it's bad right now. Do you remember the days back before Farcaster had like 10,000 users? I
No,
remember
because I wasn't there
those.
yet.
Never mind. Well, I remember those days. You
We
know,
even had channels.
Yeah, just the NFT channel.
yeah, we didn't have any channels back then. I remember those days, and yes, it was boring, but it was a simpler time. And
Wow.
I was the 20,198th person.
5450.
I missed being in under that
Bitch.
20K by less than 200 people for that drop that happened at the beginning.
I'm sub 5K.
Laughs in 5450.
Yeah, I think I'm like right above the 4,500 mark by like 13.
I could have been much earlier, probably around Symbio time, but I didn't click the link that DWR sent me on Twitter.
Yeah, I was
Oof.
evangelizing, proselytizing the.
You really were. You're the reason I was in as early as I
Platform.
was. And
Yeah.
it's a really cool platform. I genuinely like. I don't. Here's the thing. I do enjoy Warpcast. I think it's brilliant. I can't tell if I have more fun there because I enjoy the company and the people and like the subject matter, or if it's because Twitter is just so abundantly ass these days.
It's a mixture of
Toxic.
both for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we need. It'd be nice if audio could come straight into the feed.
yeah, oh yeah. I'm sure somebody must be working on a frame for that, right?
This is Farcaster sign in works just as well for me.
Yeah.
But
I would love it if people could listen in on Warpcaster on Farcaster without having to actually join the tavern. Because I mean, right now we've got 45 people across Twitter and YouTube.
yes.
Like we've got, and most of them are on Twitter. We've got far more people there than we do here most of the time. Very few people are on YouTube. By the way, if you are on Twitter and you want me to be able to like reply to your messages in text, you're gonna have to be on YouTube. I can't reply directly on Twitter, but I will see them if you reply, like how Nouns Lunari did earlier, and I'll be able to respond out loud. I just won't be able to type back to you. Sorry, random housekeeping. As for the channel membership looks really, really cool. We might be moving Yellow Cabal in there, maybe. I doubt it, but it's possible.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. And I'm gonna be able to gate Nouncraft, which is cool. Definitely gonna be doing that. I'll be using it much more often if I can do that. and giving channel owners the ability to add up to 10 moderators. That's like all of the clounders. God damn it.
Boop, 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 boop.
I can't believe you got that into my brain. I didn't mean to say it. It just came out. For the love of God, Montressor. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm having a literary day today. I keep making references.
I need to, get a little horn, one of those little horns. with
For
the
this
air
is hell, Faustus,
sac.
nor am I out of it. Anyway, I think was that the full list that we had planned? We talked about the Duna, we talked
Yeah.
about Matcha, Noun Swap, Precious Plastic. All right. We somehow managed to make it through, and it only took 12 minutes more than the hour. The only thing that I wanted to bring up that we have not yet is some news from Nouns FE. So, gonna find that real quick. It's actually not Nouns FE. It's actually they are partnering with Vivid Dark FPS, who is a CS2 content creator and player and variety streamer. And they're running a cash cup with her. So it's not just with her. They're also partnering with FlyQuest, which is another really big organization. So it's Nouns Esports, FlyQuest, and Vivid Dark, and they're all working together on this holiday cash cup. So there's a whole bunch of people from ESL Impact and Challenger League and ESCA and Limitless and a whole bunch of teams, like literally so many teams that are invited to this cash cup. And it's for a prize of like 1.3K, and it's coming up, which for CS is significant. And it's coming up on October 11th to the 13th. So, yeah. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I forgot that ESCA is the way that it is. Just some of these teams are incredible, because some of them are normal, Aware, Blue Water, Karma, Limitless, Take Flight, like Team Ether, names that you would expect. FlyQuest, Nouns Esports, etc. These are names that, and then you've got Moggers, which the icon for which is a very muscular cat. I put the link up in the tavern as well for anybody who wants to look at this with me. That is there, but in ESCA in particular, there is a team named Waterboarding Fan Club. And their team logo is just Dick Cheney's face. Oh my god! Oh, I shouldn't be laughing, but it's so good. Welcome to Counter-Strike. But yes, this is running from October 11th to the 13th. I'm going to be helping out with a lot of the content for this. We've got some incredible casters lined up for this Cash Cup as well. So definitely check it out. Vivid Dark has put so much effort into this and was actually funded by Nouns Esports. Speaking of, as a content partner with Nouns Esports, the last thing I did want to bring up is nouns.gg/rounds. You do not need any sort of account to sign into this. All you need to sign in is a Discord or a Warpcast account. So even if you're not on Warpcast, if you have a Twitter, if you have a Discord, if you have a wallet, you can sign in with any of those. If you have multiple of them, you can sign in with all of them and get additional votes. So this is a way for you to make your voice heard, including voting on who gets a noun. And you can actually submit a proposal yourself. Let's Play Nouns Round 2 is up right now, and voting starts in 4 days. So if you want to put your name in the ring to be delegated one of the CRT nouns that Nouns Esports has, you can check that out there's a whole bunch of other nouns, or other rounds, sorry. There you can join a Smash roster at any of these events, and so if you are a Smash player, if you are a CS player, if you plan events, definitely want to engage in governance in Nouns Esports, because you know, it is seriously, they're working so hard and they are doing such an amazing job with this platform, and I will sing its praises from the mountaintops every opportunity I have, and Toadie's not here to stop me today. So, yeah. No, seriously though, nouns.gg/rounds if you want to check all of these out. And it's really good. And, you know, I'm not just saying this because we're content partners with them. They are doing such an incredible job. And every Friday there is a Nouns Esports contributor call at 3 p.m. EST, noon PST. So if you want to get involved in Nouns Esports and you have an idea for some rounds that you might want to run on this platform, especially if you want to run anything that is, you know, vaguely gaming related, but you don't want to have to get in, you know, your audience is not necessarily crypto native, this is a great place to do it. And they do art contests too. Like, it's not just, you know, tournaments type stuff. I held a build contest on Nouncraft, and, you know, gonna have an art contest coming up pretty soon too. So definitely check this out if you have not yet. It's brilliant. Okay, with that out of the way, is there anything we missed? Oh yeah, props. Duh. We have a whole bunch of active props. I'm just gonna go over them, speed run it real quick, and then we'll be wrapping up because we don't want this to turn into a Nounsel call. So otherwise we're gonna be here until tomorrow. So Nouns Beyond Screens, the sequel. If you haven't gotten your vote in yet, you know, like me, then definitely go get your vote in here. It's pretty close, 82-12 at the moment. It needs 81 to pass. So if you have any votes, please get them in. I'm gonna put my 4 vote in immediately after the show, so it's gonna be 83-12. But still, go check that out. This team is in Malaysia. They're doing fantastic on the ground activations. Vodes is one of them, who's working on that. And Nero One, and since the first prop, they have both become Nouners. So definitely check that out. These people are very involved in the community, in the Nouns community, and they're, you know, extremely Nounish builders and have done a phenomenal job with their past activations, and I have no doubt they will continue to do so. Pirates positive, some piracy ends in 8 hours. Not looking too good, but hopefully Kami will retune that and come back. Nounish Legends, a physical TCG at DevCon, also ends in 15 hours, so 12 to 58, and that's everything that's going to be over by the time we have our next show. The remainder of the props of the props that are available for voting, rather. We've got the $ Noggles contract audit, pretty self-explanatory. Unstake 1,000 Stake Teeth, again, pretty self-explanatory. And Nouns Plush by the creators of Ugly Doll. This one I want to highlight in particular. It ends in 3 days, and it's going to take you about 2 of those to read the proposal. So, no, but actually, go read the prop. It is brilliantly written. If you haven't read the last one, this majorly cut down on the budget. It was brought down to 153K USDC. David is passionate about what he does, and he has got so much information in this proposal. And we talked about it at length yesterday, but it is my favorite sort of structure for a proposal, where he front loads all of the important stuff for voting, but there's a lot of information here for anybody who's curious. I'm scrolling through it on the stream right now for anybody who wants to see, flashing lights warning for how fast that scroll was, but a lot of information here. David has decades upon decades of industry knowledge, and it genuinely, it's a fascinating read, and I recommend anybody, you know, I've said it before, I'll say it again, David is the only person who I will listen to rant for an hour uninterrupted. So definitely go check that out if you haven't yet. It's very informative, and the plushies are adorable, so definitely check that out. Prop 638. With that out of the way, we have conquered all of the proposals. Oh yeah, there's 2 Noundry props up, but they're not up for voting yet, so, you know, they're upcoming. They're starting by the next show. Go look at them. We've got an abacus and a bunk bed. They both look good. I like them, so check it out. With that done, did I miss anything? I think I covered our bases
No,
pretty
I
well.
don't think so.
I might have exhausted everybody in the audience with that last little burst of energy, but all right. I think we're good to call it. So, thanks everybody for coming to Noun O'Clock Live at the Noun Square. Let's play this. I feel like listening to this track. Thanks everybody for coming to 9 o'clock live at the Noun Square. I've been Robot Fish Girl. If you would like to come back and listen to us rant at you again, you can join us tomorrow. We do this every single day, and we have done for 823 episodes now. Jesus Christ. So, tomorrow, 3:15 p.m. EST-ish. That's quarter past noon if you're on Pacific time, and if you're in another time zone, you can figure it out. So that is when we're going to be live tomorrow. We don't have any shows until then, but we do have a we're going to be running into the esports call, so that's unfortunate. And that's about it. Don't forget to pick up the Nomo Noun number 1254. It's 87 Bones Twin. Don't forget to bid on the Yellow Collective Noun number 317 if you want to outbid Brett. It's currently sitting at 0.02. This is a very Brett noun, so, you know, he's going to be mad at me for encouraging you, but go check it out anyway, yellowcollective.xyz. If you want to know about any of the links that we talked about today, any of the news that we talked about today, check out The Tavern. All of it is linked there. It's in the description on YouTube and Twitter, or if you're listening on Tavern, then if you can't find the links there, I don't know how to help you. Otherwise, thanks for coming, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.